to my daughter, but he never got arrested. This was June 26, '06. They brought DHS out to my house. They said they were there to help me because he was stalking, harassing us. He wouldn't leave us alone. A month later, I got a letter from DHS saying the abuse was unfounded, even though Special Victims Unit found it. They did nothing. They told me if I didn't take my kids back over there, I would get arrested. I took my kids back over there. It took me 2 weeks on August 11, 2006. On that day, he came to attack my daughter again in front of me. I jumped in front of my daughter to protect her. He picked me up by my throat, threw me in the air and on the cement, and proceeded to stomp on my face. The cops saw this. He got arrested. After a year going back and forth to court, nothing happened to this man. He got away with it. I had stopped all his visits. In the middle of this, DHS kept saying they were going to help us. Instead of helping, they took me to court because they made false allegations. My kids got taken out of Catholic school away from me. On May of '07, we went to court. This man failed 3 drug tests. He got unsupervised visits of my children. I had nothing. I got absolutely nothing. I've been 2 years, 47 days today with supervised visits of my kids. And because of the speak outs I do, we do in Justice for Families, they have retaliated against us by causing me to lose my visits, causing a lot of damage to my kids. They stood up 5 months after I lost my kids and said I let a man have sex with my daughter. They put my daughter through an abuse evaluation and never told her what they were going to do to her. Basically, they raped my daughter. Nobody ever touched my daughter. And then they made my kids lie to me about it. At a visit, my daughter freaked out. They ended the visit because she needed to tell me what they did to her. They ended the visit for 3 months. I couldn't see my kids again. In recent court in May, he got custody of my kids. I have lots of police reports, everything of what he's done to my kids, and nobody has helped my kids. I took them to child therapist. They told these therapists what he has done. My children told them. Nobody listened. They gave the abuser my kids. Before this all happened, I tried to give family help for all of us so he could be a father and stay in their life. Because I believe children need their father and their mother, no matter what. But after he did what he did to my kids, there was no matter what anymore. He almost killed my daughter, but he got custody of my daughter. Therefore, right now, I think we must make our voices heard around the world to help our children. We are here to show the world that we care about the rights of our children, and we want them protected. Justice for Families and all of us here are calling on that government to finally rectify what has been done to our children by CPS for their own greed. They take our children for greed. My children's voices, I spoke in Washington last year at a NOW conference, and I will not read the speech. I'm going to read what my kids wrote to the judge, because their voices are not heard. This is what my son wrote to the judge. Dear Judge, I love my mommy so much. I really want to go home with my mom. She always loves us and never hurt us. And I want to come home. By Cameron Detwell. My daughter wrote, Dear Judge, my mom was never mean to me. She was always nice to me. I miss her and my family. She never was mean. It's not fun without her. I barely have friends over. My mom, I'm so happy. They went to live with their paternal grandmother, but grandmom lies to us. Nobody has ever listened to me. Nobody ever listened to any of the parents in Philadelphia for what they go through. They steal these children. They get $900 million a year to take them away from us for no reason. I have never hit my children. The most I ever do is put my children in timeout. I have never cursed at my kids. I raised my kids under the way of God. And because of that, my kids were taken and put with an abuser. To this day now, he is mentally abusing my kids. And no matter what my kids say, nobody will do anything to help my kids. I am going to be here to my last dying breath, fighting for every child that has gone through this. No matter what, these child protective services lie in court. First they said I was a drug addict. I've passed every test they have given me in 2 years. I had to be mortified and take these tests. He has failed, but he gets my kids. They never talked to my pastor, was at my court hearing. They've never let my pastor talk. They've never let anybody talk. This is happening way too much. These children are getting killed, they're getting burned, they're getting sexually assaulted, they're getting beaten, raped. It's horrible. And it's mothers and fathers and grandparents that are going through this. It's everybody. There's 890,000 children that were a product of domestic violence. Now, in the court system, it's a catch-22. If you try to protect your kids, you get your kids taken. If you don't protect your kids, you get them taken. I tried to protect my kids, and for that, I lost my kids. My kids are now F students. They were honor roll students with me. Now they get Fs. They're not happy kids. They are in depression. But nobody seems to care. Now they're with their abuser, and every single day he's mentally abusing my kids. But they don't care. There's a facility in Philadelphia. It's called the Chad Juvenile Center. It's a youth enhancement center. Three children got killed because of CPS workers trying to subdue them. In this youth enhancement service, they found out what they were doing, the judges and the social workers, what they were doing to these kids. Texas and New York stopped sending these kids there. The only state that didn't stop sending these kids there is Philadelphia. These kids are getting raped in this foster care, beaten, killed, and nobody's doing anything. And this is happening way too much. I want to thank everybody for letting me speak and say a prayer for these children. No matter what, these kids' voices need to be heard. And I will make sure they are heard. Every child that I find out about will be heard, and have a vigil for these children. My children in 2 years and 47 days have told 5 psychiatrists what these people have done, and they're not listened to. I'm going to make sure every single day that my children's voices are heard, no matter what, in front of that courthouse. I want to thank everybody for letting me speak, and every father, every mother, every grandparent, do not give up for those children. I went 6 months in such a deep depression. They used that against me because they stole my children. I'm not in depression. I'm not giving up. I'm a fighter. I'm going to get my kids. And then I'm going to help other people get their kids. And then I'm going to take them down for everything they've done to all of us. God bless all of you for being here and supporting us. And everybody has supported me through this, the fathers, mothers, grandparents. Please keep fighting. Because if you don't fight for your child or your grandchild, these kids are lost. They're lost forever. God bless you all. Thank you.